So my question to you would be, you've done your education from Columbia. You were in Singapore, then you went to the US in New York.
Yeah.
So how did this transition take place? Like from Singapore all the way to
Okay.
US.
Yeah.
You are an Indian.
Yeah.
And what made you think that okay, I should apply for Columbia?
Yeah.
And how is athletics and Columbia aligning with each other?
Okay.
Where are they intersecting?
Got it. So I will go back a little bit to my time in Singapore because that's where we grew up, and I went to university there. I did my bachelor's in electronics, and yeah, I think what was interesting was that I always knew I have to do something crazy. So if like my friends would always come and tell me if there's something totally crazy and eccentric and no one else would do it, you would do it, right? So I always come with that, and I think what happened was when I was doing engineering, I was just doing it because I was really good with physics and maths.
Oh, that's nice.
I did not want to become an engineer, but also coming from a Indian, family, my parents really wanted me to build a base,
Okay.
which is very, very strong. So like if I fall back, if things don't work in the future, I have like a nice safety net.
Yeah.
So went to Singapore, studied engineering, but that was kind of not fulfilling. So I started working when I was like 17 in Singapore. I worked, my first ever event was IIFA Awards, which was happening in Singapore.
Oh my God.
In I think 2012.
Okay.
And it was very casual, and that also happened because my cousin was very interested in Bollywood, and she wanted to give it a try, and then I ended up doing it because they were just like, oh my God, I think one person just met me at the lobby of a hotel and he was going through a crisis, and I was just like, hey, why don't you just do this and it'll be easy, right? Tuck, tuck, tuck. So he was just like, you're really smart and I want you on my team.
Oh.
And I was like, what? And my cousin was actually interviewing inside and she didn't get through, but like I was outside and I was like, okay, I have to report tomorrow at 9. So that's how I think the journey started, where I started getting exposed to like the business side of the world, like IIFA is a business.
At the tender age of 17.
Yeah, so IIFA is a business, and like you want to go out there and you want to see about how do you make the money, how much do you play the stars, why are the stars there, who gets the awards. It was just like any kind of exposure is good exposure, right? So then Wizcraft came back, and then they opened an office in Singapore and they wanted me to join them.
I have to interrupt you. What is
Wizcraft is the company which owns IIFA Awards.
Okay.
So Wizcraft is based in Bombay, and they do a lot of work in Delhi as well. So they want to open an office in Singapore. So they opened up an little office. They got me on board to do a little bit of helping out because I was also studying.
Okay.
And we did like several events. We did crazy movie releases with the South Indian actors also.
Can you name a few?
Yeah, I met Surya.
Okay.
Yeah, and I had no idea who Surya was, and it so happened like everyone was going crazy, and because Singapore has like a large, population of Tamilians,
Okay.
people were just mad, and I was just like, what is this obsession? So there was Mohanlal, there was Surya,
Okay.
there were a couple of these really famous dancers like Shobna, and it was just crazy. So at that point of time, like it was also very normal for me because I'm not obsessed about other people or Bollywood or things like that. So I was just like, okay, cool, let me just do this. It's paying my pocket money and it's great. And but then what happened was, I think those 4 or 5 years really showed me a lot about like life in Bollywood. I made friends in Bollywood, so I got more insights about and I think that time social media was also just starting to build up. So
Okay.
I knew everything. Like I knew what is pretense, and I knew what is pretentious, and I know what is real, and I know what the deal is, and so it was nice because I was learning way too much, and like I was really after I fought close to a couple of these celebrities, they started following me on Instagram, and we kept in touch. And like every time I would go back visit India, I would end up meeting Prabhudeva and Kailash Kher and all these people. And it was all just like it was just like, because they saw me work and then they thought I was honest and real and not like everybody else. So, you know, I mean, I think everywhere you go, you kind of look for similar souls, right? Like pure souls to get, you know, in touch with. So I think it was that. And like after that, I went to, you know, New York, and IIFA came back in 2016 to New York.
Okay.
And they were just like, hey, you have to come and work. And I'm like, I can't because I'm already interning. I'm at Columbia, I'm at school. And they were just like, nope, we don't care. And so like I had to join 2016, I think 16 or 17, IIFA Awards in New York. So I did the whole thing again. And I made more friends, and like, you know, I met more people, and this time it was interesting because I was a lot older, right?
Yeah.
So now I knew, like, and you're mature, right? So you're exposed to different parts of partying and clubs and things like that. And so that IIFA was a little different because now I was of age and allowed to be at parties and, you know, interact with people. And it was different. I saw like a completely new side of things. So yeah, actually working in Singapore helped me a lot. It, you know, opened my eyes and, you know, my horizon basically, because I was only limited to thinking about like, if I do engineering, I'll end up at like, Microsoft or Apple or HP. And I don't want to do that. I want to do something cool. And while I loved my time starting engineering, I was building robots and like vending machines, and we made cars and we did like everything. You know, it was really nice, but I didn't see myself doing that for like my life, right?